In the headlines, security operatives repel attack on Zamfara villages, rescue victim. School Little Hanifa attends, Noble Kids Nursery set on fire. Poultry community cries out over eviction attempt from ancestral land by military. Plus, Houthi missiles target Saudi Arabia and UAE as escalation grows. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuela. Thank you for joining. Now, aggrieved youths in Kano have set ablaze Noble Kids Nursery and Primary School. The school, whose proprietor, Abdul Malik Muhammad, confessed to kidnapping and killing his 5-year-old student, Hanifa Abubakar. The school, located in Kawaji area in Nasarawa local government areas, is up in flames when the angry youths torched it. The state government had ordered closure of school building rented by the suspected killer of the little Hanifa, pending investigation and prosecution. It is not clear whether the motive of the attackers is to take revenge on property of the suspects involved in the murder or anything related to them. Now, over 400 corpses have been burnt in a fire incident at the mortuary section of the General Hospital, Onitsha, Anambra State. The director of the Anambra State Fire Service, Martin Agbili, who confirmed the incident, said that the fire emanated from bush burning, adding that firefighters battled to stop the fire from spreading to surrounding buildings. Reports say that the fire, which lasted for hours on Saturday, razed the mortuary building located behind the hospital facility. Families who deposited corpses in the mortuary lamented on the situation. Now, one tricycle rider feared death while 6 others are critically injured after a moving train hit a trailer carrying cement along Obasanjo railway line in Kano State. Eyewitnesses told Daily Trust Television that the train is just about to reach station when the Dangote trailer crossed over after hitting a tricycle. Idris Jibrin reports.
Rescue workers and security officials trying to move away the truck, which was said to have been hit by a moving train. According to eyewitness, the truck carrying Dangote cement was seen passing through the rail line before the sudden crash. This incident happened at about 9:30 a.m. I was staying around here and I saw the train coming, and the trailer also. We are trying to stop the trailer from passing. Unfortunately, the trailer could not stop before the train hits the trailer. And unfortunately, so many people have been injured. At the moment, I cannot see that precisely somebody have died, but I understand some people are confirming the death of the tricycle rider. But so many people have injured as at the time the incident happened. But it's very hardly for that tricycle owner to survive. Meanwhile, a road safety official who spoke off the record confirmed the incident but could not reveal the actual number of casualties. He explained that those injured have since been taken to the hospital for treatment. Actually, I saw the train coming and I saw people trying to stop the trailer. They were trying to stop the trailer. Unfortunately, the driver refused to stop and just crossed over. As he crosses, before he passed the rail line, the train hits the trailer and it's somersault. At that time, actually, you can't even see anything because the trailer is carrying cement, so sand covered everywhere. We can't see anywhere. I was riding my tricycle. In fact, I had to stop. Even my passengers, they had to stop. I had to start crying. It's terrible. It's actually unfortunate. And I learned the tricycle rider that was by the side is dead. At the moment, officials of the Nigerian Railway Corporation in Kano, federal road safety officers and other rescue workers are on site to evacuate the truck off the rail line. For now, it is still not known whether there are a number of people that died in the crash. However, road safety officials have confirmed that they are still investigating to find out if there are other people who died during the course of the crash. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
People of Guru community in Bayo State have expressed dismay over plan to evict them from their homes and farmlands by the Nigerian army. The community says that they are afraid of injustice despite the government intervention in the matter. Guru community meet with the representative from the state authority and members of the affected communities. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the report.
Guru community is situated just 4 kilometers away from the Bauchi metropolis, close to the Shadawanka military barracks. According to the residents of the area, the claims by the Nigerian army is unjustifiable, adding that the community exists about 300 years ago. People of the area lamented that just last year they were instructed by the military authority to evacuate the area with immediate effect. We never engage confrontation with anybody in any way. We have thousands of youth in our communities. No any employment from them. No any benefit as corporate social responsibility from them also. But this issue is still lingering in our minds. But we are law-abiding citizens. We are not disputing with the government or with the authority. We knew that only God can deal with anybody or any government on earth. This kind issue of relocation all of a sudden put us in a dilemma, put us in a trauma. I'm one of the victims of blood pressure. Therefore, during the discussion with the affected communities, leader of the government committee, Malam Sani Adamu from DSS, and Commissioner of Land and Survey, among other security agencies set up by the state government, has expressed worry over the reactions of some members of those communities. We don't want mayhem or carnage. That is why the governor sent us to talk to you people in this community. That is our mission here. We have no option rather than to go back and tell him the result of this discussion. What the governor told us, he needs peace and tranquility. He doesn't want any resistance from anybody from this community. Earlier, some of the people residing in the affected communities challenged the decision by the Nigerian army to relocate them to somewhere else. I felt bad that one day we are going to leave our community forever. We don't know where to go. This is what happened during the primitive era, but now it's happening to us. We begged government several times to bring back what belongs to our ancestors, but to no avail. God is seeing.
I feel bad for that, and moreover, they will not pay much about it. So we need the government to come and see us through.
Meanwhile, after the discussion, the government committee explained that they will convey the message put together by all members of Guru and other communities to the state governor for further action. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And now in other news, Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps, NsCDC, has paraded 15 suspected oil thieves in Rivers State. State Commandant of the NsCDC, Aliu Bature, who paraded the suspects at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt, said the operatives also arrested 6 trucks and a bus loaded with suspected illegally refined diesel. The report.
State Commandant of the NsCDC, represented by the Public Relations Officer of the Command, Michael Oguntuase, maintained that the fight against pipeline vandalism as well as oil thieves in the state will be sustained until the criminals are arrested. The suspects were arrested by the Commandant General Special Intelligence Squad in collaboration with the NsCDC personnel in the command. Giving details of the arrest, Oguntuase said the command also arrested 2 suspected oil thieves on the 15th of January along Olusegun Obasanjo Road, Port Harcourt, in a truck with registration number RNG 181XC.
Today, we are parading 15 new suspected oil thieves who were arrested by the Commandant General Special Intelligence Squad, CGSIS, in collaboration with the personnel of the State Command. A total of 6 trucks and a bus laden with suspected illegally refined AGO, popularly known as diesel, were also arrested. 2 out of the 6 trucks that were arrested were handed over to the command by Honorable Chidi Lloyd, the executive chairman of Emoha local government area, for investigation and possible prosecution.
He said the suspects will be charged to court after conclusion of interrogation and investigation.
Even though the anti-vandal team has been disbanded, yet the fight against oil thieves has not stopped. And what you are seeing here is as a result of the arrest made by the CG Special Intelligence Squad. This fight is on and continue and will not stop until the issue that has to do with irregularities and shady deals in the oil sector, as far as this state is concerned, is brought to a halt.
The state commandant called on residents to give prompt information to the command in order to stamp out nefarious activities of criminals in the state.
Now, the federal government has engaged critical stakeholders in Bayo State on the National Liquefied Petroleum Gas Expansion Plan to seek for their support towards ensuring sustainable socio-economic growth through LPG adoption and expansion. Senior Special Assistant to the President on LPG, Bayo State, said this at a 2-day sensitization awareness in Bayo to encourage the use of commodity. Trust TV's Adamu Imam reports.
During the 2-day sensitization and awareness campaign, the SSA pointed out that participation of Nigerians on the liquefied petroleum gas expansion plan will make huge investment, particularly in addressing climate change in the country. Dr. Adeshina noted that the policy was being implemented in 9 states, including the FCT, as a pilot program. Says using charcoal by felling of trees posed a challenge.
Using a lot of trees, that is causing environmental problems, and this is a solution for them because they switch and embrace very quickly. Then they can live a cleaner, healthier lifestyle going forward, and it's to their advantage because ultimately it's the people that will benefit from this.
In his remark, Managing Director LPG Limited, a subsidiary of the NNPC, talked about the safety of the product. Says cylinders will be distributed nationwide through the registered marketers.
Make a requisition for a delivery of 4.5 kg cylinder, and a micro distribution center that is close to you, just like the one we have with the transportation, that is Uber. You make payment, and that cylinder will not be delivered to you. Then you don't have to carry the cylinders because even carrying them has some hazard.
One of the women participants at the sensitization awareness explained that using cooking gas is more important instead of using charcoal for domestic purposes.
It saves lots of time. So it will be great if we abandon the use of charcoal and firewood, since it's hazardous to our health, and adopt the use of LPG. That we pray, inshallah, the cost of the gas will definitely slow down.
In a keynote address, Bayo State Governor, represented by his deputy, says the state government had approved the establishment of Oil and Gas Academy to complement the federal government effort towards oil and gas and solid minerals development. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bayo.
You're watching Trust News Update, and coming up after the break, how NDLEA uncovers UK Saudi-bound cocaine consignment. Stay with us for more details.
Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people who fall sick with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. However, some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. The virus can spread from an infected person's mouth or nose in small liquid particles when they cough, sneeze, speak, sing, or breathe. These particles range from larger respiratory droplets to smaller aerosols. You can be infected by breathing in the virus if you're near someone who has COVID-19 or by touching a contaminated surface and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. The virus spreads more easily indoors and in crowded settings. Maintain a safe distance from others at least 2 meters even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Get vaccinated. Properly fitted masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. Masks alone do not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advice provided by your local health authority. This message is brought to you by Trust TV.
Thanks for staying. You're watching Trust News Update. Our main story again. Over 400 corpses have been burnt in a fire incident at the mortuary section of the General Hospital, Onitsha, Anambra State. And to other news, Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NsCDC) says that 228 cases were recorded in the 13 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. According to the agency's records, 462 persons were discharged after recovering from the infection, with no fatalities on Sunday, leaving the total number of deaths at 3,124. So far, 252,187 cases have been confirmed, with 226,408 recoveries. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization says that Omicron variant has moved the COVID-19 pandemic into a new phase and could bring it to an end in Europe. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have raided a relaxation center, popularly called Grieving, in Abuja, arresting 6 persons for selling drug cookies and noodles. In a statement by the NDLEA Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Femi Femi Babafemi said the operatives raided the garden at Wuse Zone 5 behind ShopRite and arrested a lady, Rachel Famiyesu, 29, suspected to deal in drug cookies, along with her sales girl Stella Sunday, who is 20. According to the operatives, beside the cookies, they were also caught selling bottles of black currant drink, popularly called Zobo, prepared with cannabis, and among other arrests. Similarly, the operatives also foiled attempts to export 1.53 kilograms of cocaine hidden inside hair cream to London, 880 grams concealed inside synthetic hair to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and 3 grams of cocaine and 5 grams of cannabis to Cyprus, parked in locally made shoes through 2 major courier companies in Lagos. Now, political pundits have been analyzing the chances of presidential aspirants ahead of the 2023 election as the race to the #1 seat gathers momentum. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports that the political analysts based their argument on the qualities or otherwise of the contenders in the phase of rotation conundrum. His report.
One of the major political parties, the PDP, has put behind its national convention which took place last year. But it still harbors one of the landmines that could lead to its explosion: zoning, which will determine the emergence of its candidate. The big names are already emerging, seeking to take a shot at the top political job in the country. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation Anyim Pius Anyim, just to mention a few.
My impression about the contenders is that irrespective of the political party they belong to, I am of the opinion that they all qualify. They all have the requirements, but some stand out above others.
We are tired of where candidates will come and tell us that right in your bedroom you are going to have water, you are going to have security, you are going to have power, social security, shelter plan, international relationship, youth employment, empowerment, and also that. And at the time they clinch into their offices, all that you see enhanced is their bank accounts as well as the numbers of estates.
The ruling All Progressives Congress APC may have settled for February 26 for its national convention, and the uncertainty regarding where its presidential candidate may come from, with most of the contenders emerging from the south. The political calculations appeared not clear ahead of the much-anticipated party convention.
Frontline contenders, you talk about former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, you talk about Professor Yemi Osibanjo, even though he had not declared, but the signals are there. You talk about Ahmed Bola Tinubu, you talk about Bukola Saraki, Ojiuzo Kalu, Rochas Okorocha, and host of others.
Clamoring for presidency, power is not given. It is taken. All they needed to do is to also dialogue, negotiate, and participate. A situation whereby you put your egg in one basket, I don't think it will work.
The contention is gathering momentum.
Because 2023, there's going to be a serious shift. Serious shift.
What kind of shift is that?
Shift in the sense that we're going to be having more female deputy governors. A few female governors will emerge. I'm just leaking the secret. Women are working silently towards it.
What we are looking for is the man who can really help the country. The average Hausa or Fulani man wants food on his table. They don't want killings. They don't want maiming. They don't want this. So nobody will come out and tell you this is this. They know they want a Nigeria that will work for everybody.
Though for now, only one female presidential aspirant indicate interest for the leadership job, pundits say more aspirants should join the race to the presidency to give the men a run for their money.
I'm calling on Nigerian women. They have what it takes. During the election, we've followed the trend. More women come out to vote. So let women go into the race.
With rotational presidency question on the table and the intense political scheming by various interests within an outside party arrangement, Nigerians can only hope for the best to emerge ahead of the crucial election. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, Kaduna poultry farmers say influenza now under control. Association of Poultry Farmers in Kaduna says avian influenza, also known as bird flu, that has killed many birds in the state a few weeks ago is now under control. The chairman of the association in the state, Musa Bala, said this in an exclusive interview with Trust TV in Kaduna.
Famous the general weakness of the birds. They will stop eating normal rate. Then there are comb, that is the red comb, it starts swelling up, changing color to black, and the leaves under this thing can also change color. And the biggest and the worst sign is they are usually mass mortality. You will see them dying in numbers without control. There's nothing that can stop it. Once there's an outbreak, there's nothing can stop it. So once you notice general weakness of the birds, all of them, and they were not eating as before, then there's a big sign of effect of bird flu in there. It affected the poultry business. We have people now that distance themselves from poultry product, from the eggs and the broilers meat, once there's an outbreak of avian influenza. Despite the fact that some people might start rushing for the meat, probably because it's cheaper, but I can tell you categorically that my association, in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Agri, we made it clear that selling such meat by any farm owner is a criminal offense because of the disease it carries. And we want to call on farmers that poultry remain the only agri-business area where if there's an outbreak, the federal government and the state government compensate the farmers. When I say compensation, I don't mean to say that you'll be paid 100%, but there's compensation. And any poultry farmer know that there's risks that we carry. Part of the highest risk we carry is the outbreak of this disease or failure of vaccines. So we should do our business with utmost fear of God and refuse to sell affected birds to the public, because the money cannot be good for us. And anybody who do that is liable to prosecution by the regulatory authority.
Now, management of Yola Electricity Distribution Company says customers under the DISCO will soon see real changes as it promises to roll out meters and enroll additional 5,000 new customers who are consuming electricity but are not captured under its customer database. The report.
The management of the Yola Electricity Distribution Company says customers under the DISCO will soon see real changes as it promises to roll out meters and enroll additional 5,000 new customers who are consuming electricity but are not captured on its customer database. The company said the increment experienced by unmetered customers on its estimated billing plan should not be confused as a tariff hike.
There was an increment in electricity tariff. This is a fact. But what has happened, this is our first month of coming in. We know there's a major issue which has to be resolved. We immediately realized that there was a mismatch between the energy that actually flows through to Yola Electricity Distribution right down to the customers.
Well, and with that, we wrap up Trust News Update, but you can connect with us via our social media handles, and also don't forget that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. I am Upadate. Bye for now.